So before we start, I need to address this nipple discharge here. It's Abriel's slobber from me pretending to be a dolphin and him pretending to ride me. And anyways, I just don't want you guys to be like, what's that? But you can if you want. I'll make up another story.
Okay, the other day we announced some really big and really exciting news, and we've had a ton of questions about it, so we thought that we'd come on here, make a full YouTube video so you could go to one place. We're only answering the most commonly asked questions.
We're sure that you guys are going to have some questions as this goes, as I'm sure we will, and hopefully we'll have the answers to those. But right now we're just going over the main questions that you guys are throwing at us on basically all platforms.
Yeah, so if you're new here or if you're new to any of our social media platforms, this is Steven, I'm Ashley. We adopted our son Abriel back in 2019.
Hi!
He is 3 years old.
He's the best.
Oh, let's be
We have an open adoption with his birth mom and his birth mom side of the family. We love them. They are like our family. And we just announced that she is going to carry baby number 2 for Steven and I. And we're going to start that process in the next few months.
Gestational carrier.
Yes, we are so excited. And we know a lot of you guys are super excited too. So let's get into the most commonly asked questions. So the first question is,
How did we ask Michaela to be our gestational carrier?
so we didn't ever ask for this. And by the way, there are multiple ways. There's gestational carrier, there's surrogacy, which I believe there's like traditional, non-traditional, all of those things. Michaela has offered to carry another baby for us since Abriel was like very, very little. And it was kind of like a joke at first. And we'd be like, haha, that's like so sweet and so funny. And we're like, just kind of brushing it off over the years. And then it would be like a more serious conversation. And then we were like, oh my gosh, like is this...
The logistics of it
Yeah.
all kind of made sense. And then the one day she approached us and she just goes, I will actually be offended if you don't choose me to be your... And we're like, okay, well, we can't not because we love her. She's amazing. And so
She said,
everyone's on board with this. And
I'm your only baby mama.
Yes,
And we're
yes.
like, touche.
will it be Michaela's egg or Ashley's egg? And will there be a sperm donor?
Do you want to answer or you want me to?
Go for it.
Okay, so
You answer sperm egg. Wait.
I'll answer the egg.
You answer egg, and I'll do sperm. Okay.
Okay. We'll go into the whys of this just in a little bit, but it's going to be my egg.
And my sperm.
So the baby will be biologically ours, but Michaela's going to carry for us.
Why not adoption again?
There are a lot of reasons why we personally did not choose to go through an adoption process again. One being that, I don't know if you guys saw the last video I posted, it was a picture of Makayla holding Abriel after he was born, and just seeing her go through the hardest day of her life was the most gut-wrenching thing that we have also ever went through. It's really hard to go through that again, whether it's with someone else, whether it's with Makayla. And I don't know, we just don't feel comfortable going through that process again. And even if it is the birth mother's ultimate decision at the end of the day to choose adoption, it is just the hardest thing that we've ever went through in our entire lives.
Until you go through it yourselves, you can't explain
Yeah.
feelings.
And that doesn't, our feelings don't even amount to the feelings that she had on that day.
Yeah.
So for us personally, and for the heart that we have for other people, it's just at this time not the right option for us.
And by no means are we saying that adoption is a bad thing. We're
No,
just
not
simply
at all.
saying that it is extremely tough emotionally, mentally. So in this situation, both parties felt it was the right decision. You guys will find out later as to why someday. But yeah, just trust us. We had Abriel's best interest in mind.
And we will never ever tell Michaela's reasonings behind choosing adoption. That's not our story. If she wants to share it with you, she is more than welcome to share it with you. But we respect her privacy, and if she never wants to share that with anyone, then that's up to her. So
The main reason that we want Abriel to understand, though, is it was out of love. And so once he is old enough to understand that, hopefully he can fully understand the reasoning behind it all.
the second part of why we're not choosing adoption again is because, as you guys know, we have the best relationship with Abriel's birth mom side of the family. We love them so much. They're like our family. And so you're taking a risk if you adopt again from someone else. Will you have that open relationship with that person? And will that child or your next child have the same relationship that Abriel gets to have with his birth family? Because if not, then that's not fair to that child. And with adoption, there's so many other factors that you have to think about outside of like, oh, this is my child now that I'm caring for. There's all these other things going on in the back of your mind. So for the interest of the next child, adoption is just not a really good option either.
And also, we want it to be about the child, not about the parent. And we've had so many people, I'm sure not a lot of people have to experience this, but we have so many people that reach out to us all the time because we are on a platform that offer to give their babies to us and offer to have us adopt their babies. But we don't know, is their intention, pure and for the child, or is it for their own personal gain? So we just want to make sure it's focused on the child. Yes, baby. Why gestational carrier versus carrying yourself?
So this one also has a lot of reasons on why we're going the gestational carrier route versus me trying IVF. If you guys have been here a while, you know that I never tried IVF. We went through 3 years of infertility. There were fertility medications and stuff like that, but I never actually tried traditional like IVF. I've never had a positive pregnancy test and I've never been pregnant. So I don't actually know if I could carry a pregnancy or carry a child. But our reasoning behind a gestational carrier, for one, is so Abriel knows that I don't have to carry a baby to love them the same. I can love Abriel just as much as if I carried him or if I didn't. And having someone else carry this next baby, even though it's biologically our child, especially Abriel's birth mom, it gives him that other connection.
What? Well, pause this interruption.
My favorite football for 2 weeks.
Your what?
Football in 2 weeks?
You want to go play football in 2 weeks?
I did right now.
You want to play it right now?
I did.
Oh, you did
You
play
did
it.
play 2. Okay.
And I played soccer.
And you play baseball. And who's probably the smartest kid ever?
You and me.
You and me.
What about me?
Not you.
Oh, man.
We're boys, that's why, right?
Okay, so as I was saying, although this baby will be biologically Steven and I's, having Abriel's birth mom, Carrie, it just gives Abriel and this baby that extra connection. So someone asked if I'm actually infertile, and I feel like infertile diagnoses are just like a broad term. So basically, after X amount of time of trying to get pregnant, if you can't, then your diagnosis is infertile. Like I mentioned, I don't know if I can actually carry a child, but I do know that I don't ovulate without medication. So unless you ovulate, you can't get pregnant. So there's that.
And I have low sperm count. You're supposed to have like 20 million. I have like 5 million. And I also have slow swimmers. And so with those things combined, we went to the doctor and the doctor said that they can do a surgery to like open up the tube and everything else. I'm like, okay, like go for it. If it'll make my wife happy, we can have kids. But Ashley's like, whoa, pump the brakes. This isn't for sure a you thing. It's a her thing as well. And so we just wanted, before I have any procedures done or anything, we just want to be sure that it was going to work out for us.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I'm a huge advocate for men going and getting checked out. Like if you are unable to reproduce, go, dude, you're a guy, I'm a guy, we're all humans. Don't be embarrassed about it, man. Just go in there, get it figured out, do it for your woman. And happy wife.
Happy
What was the
wife.
rest? That's what it was. Okay. So there's nothing to be embarrassed about or ashamed about. Go do it. All the cool guys are doing it, I think,
All the cool
right?
guys.
I don't know.
Are you the
Yeah.
cool guy?
I guess. I won in ring toss yesterday.
You did. We're in Jamaica on vacation and he won ring toss.
Pretty manly.
So we both have infertility issues, and the doctors basically said conceiving naturally would be almost impossible. Not that the impossible doesn't happen.
And one other crazy thing that happened, mark my words on this, who knows if it was a sign from God. The morning that Abriel's birth mom, Michaela, came to town to visit us, we were all heading to breakfast, and we pulled up behind this SUV, and the license plate, because usually it takes multiple times to get your IVF to take, but the license plate said IVF 001.
And
Crazy.
With that being said, people don't really understand how like the gestational carrier process works. And obviously we're gonna learn a lot as we go
Oh my
because
God.
All right.
because we're bringing you guys along on this entire journey with us. So we'll be learning with you guys, but essentially we'll have to go through like the egg retrieval. I'll have injections of hormones. Michaela will have hormone injections. It's going to be a lengthy process, I'm sure. They said injections could be like 12 weeks. Again, I'm sure there's so many of you guys who know the details that we're still going to be learning along the way, but we're really excited so you guys can see the good, the bad, the ugly. We're here to show you truly a glimpse into this process. Michaela's been documenting her first appointments, and we'll be documenting everything.
Make sure you follow her too. She's
Yeah.
wonderful, and she has a platform as well, especially if you might be a mother who's pregnant and you're trying to decide if placing your child for adoption is the right choice. She is a huge advocate for not one way or the other, but basically helping you with the right decision, which is what's most important at the end of the day. And if both parties have the child's best decision, or has the child's best. Sorry, if both parties has the best child. Wow. If both parties, hang on. If both parties have the child's best interest at heart and mind, then that is key.
At the end of the day, we are wanting to expand our family, but what it comes down to is doing what we think is right for Abriel, what we think is right for us and for Makayla. We wouldn't do this process if Makayla wasn't like so gung-ho about like, this is what I want, there's nothing more that I want. I don't know, it's gonna be amazing.
The thing that like really I think hit us hard was that when she talked with us in person, she was almost in tears talking about how this gives her so much purpose and how she loves carrying babies and how she loves seeing like making other people happy, because she says that just is so fulfilling to her, and like, which obviously we're so glad that we can be a part, but we're not the reason, you know. But the fact that she's able to do something she wants to do, and all the people who are acting like we're trying to make her do it and whatnot, like, you need to listen to the whole story.
Yeah, we encourage you to follow along. We are big believers. We believe that God gave us these infertility issues for a reason. Without them, we wouldn't have Abriel. Not that we never wanted to adopt, we did, but choosing adoption at such a young age was a huge responsibility. It's not just our lives that we have to think of, it's his family's lives, stuff like that. So everything happens for a reason, and Michaela's brought into our lives for a reason, and I know she feels the same way. So yeah, I hope you hit the subscribe button. Let us know any other questions that you have.
God is good.